Alright, so welcome back. In this lesson we're going to be studying the key of F. Alright, enough with the key of C. We've gone over the key of C. You've learned all the chords in the key of C. And let me say this, if at this point you still do not know all the major chords and minor chords, you are doing yourself a disfavor. You need to stop this video. You need to learn all of your major and minor chords. Because the point of this course is to basically be, okay, when they set a chord sheet in front of me, I can actually play what's on the chord sheet. Now, if you don't know all your major and minor chords, you're gonna find, modern day music, modern day Christian music, songs are played in every single key. It's not like it used to be, where if you just knew how to play in the key of F, you were okay, or if you knew how to play in C, F, and G, you were okay. It's not like that anymore. If you're gonna play for a church, or if you're gonna play for a choir or whatever, if you're going to be a good musician, you're going to have to learn to play in the key of B, the key of A, the key of D, the key of E. You're going to have to know all of your chords, every single chord, especially your major chords and your minor chords. If you know all your major chords and your minor chords, there is almost no chord that you can come to that is going to confuse you. You're going to know pretty much every chord because the majority of chords in their root form are a major or minor chord. Now, remember this too. If a chord says like 7, or minor 7, or major 7, or 9, or 11, or 13. Remember this: every single chord can be taken back to its most basic form. So if you see a chord that says C7, or C9, or C11, the easiest thing to do is just play a C major chord. Alright? It's really as simple as that. If you come to a chord that says C minor 7, or C minor 9, or C minor 11, guess what? If you don't know those chords, just play a C minor and do some little filler run. You're gonna sound fine. You'll learn about the sevens, learn about the nines, learn about those later. Now there are a couple of exceptions. If you come to a chord that says like diminished, it says augmented, then you're going to have to get to the place where you're going to have to learn those chords, and eventually you will learn them. We teach those in our Apostolic Praise 102, which is a crash course in chords, so you could actually take that course and it'll teach you what you need to know as well. But that's just kind of a little couple of guides you can use, so you can pretty much play any song. If you have the Apostolic Praise course books, you can actually play those as well. Just leave out the sevens, leave out the nines, leave out the 11ths. Now, one little trick that you can use, though, if you see an 11 chord, here's a trick you can use for an 11 chord. Let's say it said C11, okay? All you basically got to do is play a C note in the left hand, and then play the chord that is 2 notes down from C, okay? So the note 2 notes down from C is 1, 2, B flat. So play a B flat major chord with a C in the left hand. So B flat, C, that's a C11. That's all it is, okay? Let's think about it like this. You have an F chord. It says F11. Well, go down 2 notes from F, F, E, E flat over F. E flat over F is an F11, okay? So you know a really fancy chord now. G, think about this, G11, okay? What's 2 notes down from G? F, okay? So F over G, that's a G11. Okay, so if you come to a chord in a song where it says an 11, that's all you've got to do. And it works for minors as well. So if it says minor 11, you can do the same thing as well. Okay, so just a little couple of tidbits there. So we've studied the key of C. You know all the chords that go in there. C, D minor, E minor, F, G, A minor, and the B diminished. I think we looked at as well. And of course, we talked about how sometimes the 2 chord can be a major, sometimes the 3 chord can be a major, sometimes the 6 chord can be a major. That's why it's important to practice all of these chords to know the difference between the majors and the minors, to have them all memorized. Let's go ahead and go over the key of F. So the key of F basically works just like the key of C. The only difference is you start with an F. Now the key of F is known as a flat key. In other words, it has 1 flat note in it. So B flat is actually your flat note in there. You don't play any Bs. All your Bs will be B flats. So you have F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F. That's your F major scale. And the fingering is 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Thumb is 1, index fingers 2, and so on. Okay, so F with your thumb, G with your pointer finger, A with your middle finger, B flat with your 4th finger, C with your thumb, D with your index finger, and then E with your middle finger, and once again F with your ring finger, as most folks call it. All right, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, now just like the key of F, the first note of the scale is a major chord. Okay, and you may remember this may start sounding familiar. The second note of the scale is usually a minor chord. The third note of the scale is usually a minor chord. The fourth note of the scale is usually a major chord. The fifth note of the scale is usually a major chord. The sixth note of the scale is usually a minor chord. And that seventh note, usually what we'll do is play the 5 chord over the 1 chord in that. But if you want to get technical, the seventh note of the scale, the chord, is actually what we call a diminished. Now diminished, just so you know for future reference, it's really easy. All it basically means is play a minor chord and then move the fifth note of the chord or the last note of the chord down 1 note. Okay, so you basically flat the last note. So here's E minor, right? So this is E diminished. Okay, this is A minor, A C F. So this is A diminished, A C E flat. You basically just move down the fifth or the last note of the chord. Okay, let's say you have D minor. Okay, how do you think you would make a D minor diminished chord? Just change the A to A flat. So D F A flat. Once again, good idea. Whenever you learn a new chord, go through and play it in every single key. Okay, so here's C diminished, C minor to C diminished, C E flat G flat. Okay, D flat minor to D flat diminished, D flat E G, D minor to D diminished, D F A flat, E flat minor to E flat diminished, E flat G flat A, E minor to E diminished, E G B flat, F minor to F diminished, F A flat B, G flat minor to G flat diminished, G flat A C, G minor to G diminished, G B flat D flat, A flat minor to A flat diminished, A flat B D, A minor to A diminished, A C E flat, B flat minor to B flat diminished, B flat D flat E, B minor to B diminished, B D F. Okay, so whenever you learn a new chord, that's what you want to do. You want to take it and play it through every single chord, every single note, and do that once a week, and you'll have it memorized. Okay, every day. Do it. Once a day, for a week, and you'll have it memorized. That's what I meant to say. All right, so key of F. Once again, we start now. What I want to do here is kind of draw some parallels between different keys. You'll notice in the key of C that your first note is a major chord, your second note is a minor chord, your third note's a minor chord, your fourth note's a major chord, your fifth note's a major chord, and your sixth note is also a minor chord. Now your seventh, once again, is diminished. So what we can draw from this, we can decide, okay, my first note, my fourth and my fifth notes, those are always pretty much going to be major chords 95% of the time. My 2 chord, my 3 chord, and my 6th note, so my second note, my third note, and my 6th note, those are pretty much always going to be minor chords, okay, when we're playing in a key. Now that helps us when we're making up songs as well, and when we're trying to figure out how a song goes. That helps us to understand how music works when we think, okay, the first note, the fourth note, and the fifth note are pretty much always major chords. The second, the third, and the sixth are pretty much all minor chords. So that helps you when you go to a new scale, a new key. Okay, you learn the scale. We know this scale is F, G, A, B flat, C, D, E, F in the key of F. Okay, so we know that F is going to be a major chord. G is going to be a minor chord because it's our second note, right? The second note's always minor, 95% of the time, most of the time. Your 3 chord or your third note is also minor. Your fourth is major. Okay, your fifth is also major. And then your 6th note, remember that's usually minor. And then your 7th is going to be diminished. Okay, and then you're back to your 1. So if you played the scale using chords, F major, G minor, A minor, B flat, C, D minor, E diminished, F. So we know these are pretty much the chords that we're going to see when we're playing in the key of F. Alright, so, if you wanted to use the same songs, Surround Me, O Lord, and Anointing, we could. So if we use Surround Me, O Lord, in the key of F, F, A minor, right, B flat, C, Notice how it follows the same pattern. First note, third note, fourth note, fifth note, same as the key of C. First note, third note, chord, fourth note, and then your sixth note. Okay, your second note, G minor, and your fifth note, C, and you're back to your first note, F. Okay, and then we're going to do a B flat over C, which remember we learned that's actually a C11. So B flat over C, B flat in your right hand, C in your left hand, and then back to F. Okay, so those are some ways that you can think. You can also think about it like this: if you know a song in the key of C, you can remember it follows the same pattern: 1, 3, 4, 5. You can transfer that to the key of F: 1, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you can kind of think about music like numbers a little bit. It makes more sense that way sometimes to think about it. Okay, so let's do Surround Me, O Lord again. Now, once again, let's remember we can start adding some fills and runs in here. Of course, we can we can add a broken chord, ascending. Okay, we can add the broken chord, descending, going down. Okay, we can do an octave chord. We can do an octave broken chord, going up. Okay, we can do an octave chord going down, octave broken chord going down. Okay, we can use, don't forget as well, we can use the rolling bass line in our left hand. Where we use the 1, 5, 1. Okay, so on the F chord we go F, C, F. A minor is E to A. B flat is B flat, F, B flat. And C once again is C, G, C. We already know that one. Okay, so okay, we can use that rolling bass line in the left hand. We can also use different inversions. Okay, now remember there's a certain inversion that'll be the right inversion that you want to try to find. But we can use inversions going. When we end this song, we want to end it on the first inversion, which is A, C, F, okay? Because that has F at the top, which is the key that we're in. It's going to sound the best. Okay, and then B flat over C to start it over. And then we're ready to end it. Same thing, A, C, F. Use that inversion to end the song, or to end a chorus of the song. Okay, so that's a couple things you can do. You can also use your filler notes. Now think about this. Remember, and here's a really good point. When we're playing, remember we can use our filler notes. So the notes between F and A is G. We can use that as a fill. Or we can go down. Okay? Now here's a really important point. Remember in the key of C, when we're going to do a little fill in the A minor, our chord was, we use the B as a filler note between A and C. Well, we're in the key of F now, so when you go to that A minor, you have to use B flat as a filler note. You can't use B because there's no B in the key of F, okay? So what key you're in depends on what filler note you can actually use. I'm sorry. Okay, so, and remember you can also use a filler note between A and C when you're playing on the F. Okay, same thing here. You've got to use B flat as the filler note. Okay, whether you're going up or down. Okay, now once again, if you don't know all your inversions by now, strongly recommend going and learning all your inversions, playing them on every single chord. C, D flat, D, E flat. Of course, you don't have to do them as fast as I'm doing them. But once again, please go learn your inversions for every single key. If I haven't said this already, G flat, G, and we have a video about this as well available. It teaches you how to memorize these inversions and these chords. Should be in the student homeroom, or maybe one of the free ones we have on YouTube. You can probably just Google Apostolic Praise 12 inversions or something. You'll probably pull it up. Same thing, learn all the minor ones, play all the inversions. Okay, so really important that you do that. Learn all of the different inversions. Your typical fingering for different inversions is 1, 3, 5 for the regular inversion, 1, 2, 5 for the next one, 1, 3, 5 for the last one. Okay, so 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 5, 1, 3, 5. Okay, so once again, try to go through and learn all your inversions in every single key. It'll really help you out. All right, at least, and like I said, if you don't do them in every single key, at least do them in these basic keys that we're learning, C and F. But I really would recommend, if you want to take it to the next level and not get confused whenever you are reading a chord sheet, and you want to know, every single chord so you can cover all your bases when you come to a chord sheet to play. That's the best way to do it, is to learn all your chords, all your different inversions for the chords also. All right, so once again, remember when you're doing your filler notes, bear in mind that we're in the key of F now. Now you heard me do that. Basically did a broken chord going down, and then I went back up. So I did G, E, C, E, G. Okay, so those are some fills. Remember the filler notes you can use. You can also do, in this key, 5, 6, 1. Remember the key of C, we learned this little fill. G, A, C, G, A, C. Remember you can do that pretty much anywhere in the song. Okay, in the key of F, you do this one. C, D, F. Okay, it's basically your 5th and your 6th and your 1st note of the scale. Alright, so that's a couple of little fillers there for the key of F, couple of notes just to remember. Same thing with anointing. A minor, you're starting off on your 3rd note, going to your 6th note of the scale, going to your 2nd note, going to your 5th note. Okay, so you're basically, let me do it again, you're basically going to A minor, D minor, G minor, C, A minor, D minor, G minor, C, F, F again, B flat, G minor, F, C, F, B flat over C or C11, and start the song over. Alright, so those are a couple of things there to remember in the key of F. Key of F is really common key that we play in a whole lot, although nowadays your songs, you're going to be in every single key. Modern day music, like I said, it has songs written in every single key, B, A, E, D, so that's why it's important for you to know all of your major and minor chords and also get all your inversions down. So hopefully you're kind of starting to kind of get the the gist of how music works a little bit here. From the key of C to the key of F. Hopefully, you can see some similarities there. Basically, they're real similar keys. The only difference is that F, basically has the fourth note of the scale is a black note instead of being a white note. Is a flatted fourth. It's a B flat basically. So that's the main difference as far as the notes. Otherwise, they have the exact same notes. Also, in the key of F, you start on the F note. So you want to think about F as your first, G as your second, A as your third. You want to think about them that way as well, because it'll help you down the road. All right, so we'll be back here for your next lesson. Of course, feel free to contact me if you have any questions about this lesson. God bless. We'll see you shortly.